The 87th Texas legislature is nearing its end, with only a few weeks left. State lawmakers have debated everything from permitless carry of handguns, abortion, and voting laws here in Texas. Some of these proposals gotten a lot of support. Others have seen some major pushback. Here to talk about this is Travis County GOP Executive Director Brian Ruddle and Communications Manager Wesley Story with Progress Texas. Wesley, starting with you, how would you characterize this last legislative session?
So if I were to give the Texas legislature a score for this session, I would give it a big fat F. This session, our Republican lawmakers have pandered to their far-right base. Meanwhile, the legislature has done very little to address Texans' actual needs. So for example, instead of focusing on solutions to fix our energy grid or addressing the COVID-19 crisis, legislators wasted time attacking trans kids and pushing through abortion bans. Texas is still the most uninsured state in the nation, but instead of expanding healthcare access to over 1 million Texans, GOP lawmakers are passing bills like permitless carry, which the majority of Texans don't want.
All right. Okay. Brian Ruddle, what grade would you give this legislative session?
We've had a great session. I don't know what you're really talking about. Maybe, if you're only, following progressive Twitter, maybe that's your only take on the legislative session. Look, just in the last week, we've seen some incredible work. Bail reform, something that was absolutely needed in Texas, that is going through. Alternatives to the STAR test. There are a lot of things that the state legislature has done that, is great. And obviously, you're not going to have a liberal session out of the Texas legislature. Conservatives won in this last election. So you will see more conservative bills moving forward.
Wesley, what would you say was the single biggest missed opportunity in this session?
So I definitely think that refusing to expand Medicaid was the biggest failure that our lawmakers had this session, because it would have opened up the door to over 1 million Texans having access to health care. I also think that the voter suppression bills that were passed this session were a huge failure. Our lawmakers should be working to expand access to the ballot box, not restricting it even more in a state where it's already the hardest in the nation to vote.
Brian Ruddle, is there anything that you would have liked to have seen get done this session that didn't get done?
Obviously there's a lot more of this session. I think, right now we're kind of seeing the very exciting part of session. Are we going to be able to get certain things across the line? Are we going to be, seeing constitutional carry pass? What amendments and changes can be made to some of the election bills? There's a lot still to happen. And obviously we have special sessions coming up as well with redistricting. So there's a lot more on the table.
Wesley, final thought from you. Looking to the future, what do Democrats need to do so a session like this doesn't happen again?
So we need to get out and vote. We know that Texas is becoming younger, it's becoming more progressive, and we need to elect lawmakers that will go into the Texas Capitol and pass bills that a majority of our state wants to see, instead of just far-right extremists.
Okay, we have got to wrap it up. We're out of time. Wesley, Brian, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.